Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, good afternoon and welcome to our Dharma talk. Today we are very lucky, fortunate that we have invited Bhante Kovida. Bhante Kovida is actually on transit going to USA. So Bhante is going to go to Chicago University and teach meditation, teach Pali to the university students and university, all the, so helping to spread the Theravada and the true Dharma all the way to one Ivy League school, a very famous school. So the University of Chicago has specially invited Bhante to go to USA to teach for 2.5 months. So we are very lucky that while Bhante on transit, we quickly grabbed Bhante to give us this talk. Anyone not familiar? Do I need to introduce Bhante, or everybody knows Bhante Kovida? No, don't know. Okay. Okay, so just a brief introduction. Bhante Kovida was born in 1976 in Sekpu Township, Salin, in Magui Division. So Bhante ordained as a Samanera at the age of 14, very young, in 1990, and then took his higher Bhikkhu ordination in 1996 at the Mahavisuddharama Monastery at Salin Township. And Bhante Kovida studied Buddhist scriptures at the Mahavisuddharama Monastery from 1990 to 1999, and later went to a very famous and renowned Buddhist monastery in Mandalay called Ma Soyin Monastery from 2000 to 2003. Bhante passed the Dhammacharya teachership examination and was awarded the title Sasana Daja Dhammacharya Award. That means a Dharma teacher. Okay. Then he started teaching Buddhist scriptures at this Ma Soyin Monastery. In 2006, Bhante Kovida went to Pa'ao Forest Monastery to practice meditation under the guidance of the most venerable Pa'ao Sayadaw and other teachers such as Sayadaw U Kovida, Pakoku Sayadaw, Ye U Sayadaw U Kanchana, and Bhante Rewata. In April 2008, Bhante Kovida was appointed by Pa'ao Sayadaw Ji to be a Kammathanacharya, that means and officially a meditation teacher. So since 2008, Bhante has been teaching meditation practice to many local and foreigner meditators at the Pa'ao Forest Monastery main center in Molamien. So if you have been to Molamien, you will have seen Bhante teaching meditation there. So Bhante speaks Burmese and English fluently, and occasionally Bhante also will conduct meditation interviews in Pali language when necessary. And I have seen that when I was in Molamien, I have seen Bhante conducting interview in Pali. They were all speaking the Pali language, the original language spoken during the Buddha's time between Buddha and his disciples. So Bhante was also communicating with some Sri Lankan Bhantes in the Pali language directly as well. Besides providing meditation guidance, Bhante also teaches regularly in the monastery, including on various aspects of the Dhamma, the Vinaya, Pali language, and also Burmese language. And I think also Bhante teaches English language to some of the Burmese Bhantes as well. So Bhante has a very extensive experience in teaching Dharma overseas. Bhante has conducted meditation retreats in Korea, in Latvia, Malaysia, in many other countries. Also has given Dharma talks in Singapore, in China, in Indonesia, Taiwan, Thailand, and also USA. So we are very fortunate today to have invited Bhante to give us this Dharma talk, and it's touching on a very profound and deep topic on Nibbāna. This is where we all want to go. This is our destination, but we may not understand it very well. So we asked Bhante to explain. Bhante also told us because recently he has read some books by some ancient Myanmar Sayadaw giving very deep and profound explanation on Nibbāna. So today's topic will be deep and profound. So we hope that we can all understand. If we cannot, we let this plant the root, the seed in our mind stream. One day it will materialize and it will mature. Okay. But you can free to ask many questions after the end of the Dharma talk to clarify. Okay, so let us now invite Bhante to give us the Dharma.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, end the program. Just start Dharma talk, right? Okay. So today the topic is very heavy, but we all wish to attain Nibbāna. Then again, if we can understand Nibbāna, what will be the use of it? Then can ordinary people understand Nirvana? There are many questions. So I will try my best to explain about Nibbāna, but sure there will be many other questions. Now one more thing here. Whenever somebody asks about Nibbāna, I avoid answering. That means very complicated, also very difficult to understand. Now one more thing. We have one well-known CRO across Yari River, across Mandalay. Then there will be one forest monastery called Wachet. One layman from Mandalay approached that CRO and asked many questions about Nibbāna. Then the CRO put a counter question. Have you ever asked this kind of question to CROs in Mandalay? Then the questioner replied, Venerable Sir, I have already asked many CROs in Mandalay, but I cannot satisfy with their answer. The Wachet CRO replied very simply, okay, now I don't think I can satisfy you. So you should go back and practice. I should practice here. When we attain Nirvana, we better discuss about it. This is the way he rejected the question about Nirvana. But anyway, sometimes we cannot avoid. Fortunately, I have found one book about Nirvana, about 500 pages thick, written by one Myanmar CRO. But he have many source reference from many different books. He just put in one book and explain what by what. But here I cannot use all his source reference. Very simple and very small quotation can be found in my presentation today. So the first thing we have to understand Nirvana. So you also have learned ultimate reality in Abhidhamma Sangha or Abhidhamma. So how many ultimate reality do we have? 4. The first one is Citta consciousness. So there are 89 cittas or 121 cittas, whatever number, it doesn't matter. The main thing is citta consciousness. Then after that, Cetasika, mental factors. So mental factor will arise together with citta. Cetasika will arise together with citta, but it will make variations of citta. For example, greed is a lobha. It's also mental factors, cetasika. Naturally, the mind is pure. But when the mind is associated with lobha, it becomes impure. So cetasika will arise depending on citta, but it makes citta different. Pure and impure is determined by cetasika, associated mental factors. Then we have the next ultimate reality called rupa, materialities. So basically, many people understand this body is rupa, but it's not enough understanding. There are many different types of rupa in this body. We also have to understand all types of rupas. Especially when we are going to meditate, when we are going to practice vipassana, we must know all types of citta, cetasika, and also rupa. Now one more thing. Not all the cittas are aggregates, khanda. Clinging aggregates, But they are aggregate, but not clinging aggregates. But all the rupa are aggregate. Then the last ultimate reality is Nibbāna. Nibbāna is the cessation of mentality and materialities. We can also say another way, complete cessation of ultimate realities, mentalities and materialities especially. If we can divide into 5 aggregates, we can find like this. So first, chitta, maybe at the end, here, does not work. Chitta will be here, Vijnana Khanda. Cetasika will divide into 3. Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda. Rupa Khanda will remain, Rupa Khanda. But here, Nibbāna, no Khanda. So that means, Nibbāna has no Khanda. We have to understand that one first. So when we are going to contemplate Nama Rupa as Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, we can contemplate Citta as Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. We can also contemplate Cetasika as Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. Rupa as Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. But Nibbāna, we cannot say Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. Then, when we study Samyutta Nikaya or many other Nikaya, we can also find present, past, future, internal, external, gross and subtle, many different things. So in Citta, Cetasika, and Rupa, the first 3, Citta, Cetasika, Rupa, there is a present, past, and future. But in Nibbāna, we cannot say present, past, and future. Why? If there's a arising, standing, perishing, we can say present, past, future. Nibbāna, we cannot say arising. We cannot say standing also. We cannot say perishing. That's why we cannot say present, past, future. So this is the first point we have to know. What is different from other ultimate reality and Nibbāna? Nibbāna is free from aggregates, no aggregates. All the nama and rupas are aggregates. Then again, there are also some misunderstanding about Nibbāna. I should also explain that one. We also have immaterial jhana. Sometimes there are also some questioners. They sent me a letter or they came to see me to ask this kind of question. I just list out at immaterial jhanas now. Okay? The first one is based on boundless space. So based on kasina, one of the 8 kasina or 9 kasina, we can practice the boundless space. The immaterial jhana based on boundless space. Then again, taking the boundless space jhana as object, we can also continue practicing the second jhana based off boundless consciousness. So that means, if we say boundless, there must be shape or form. Mind is no shape, no form. How can we say boundless consciousness? This is only metaphor. The mind that take boundless space as object is called boundless consciousness. This morning I have already explained about consciousness a little bit. Without objects, mind cannot arise. I also give example. I am consciousness, take the color or the shape or the form as object. Ear consciousness will take sound as object. Similarly, smell, taste, tangible object. Different consciousness will take different objects. Now, the boundless consciousness will take boundless space, jhana as object. That's why we call boundless consciousness. In reality, we don't have any boundary of citta cetasika. No shape, no form, there's only mentalities. Now the most confusion one is the third one. This is nothingness, base of nothingness. Many people get confused with Nirvana and base of nothingness. They think if they see nothing in their mind, it's Nibbāna. There are also some teachers, they also explain like that. When you can discern Nama Rupa, okay, that means mind is a Nama, body is a Rupa. When you can practice very well, your body will disappear. Even in samatha, our body can disappear, sure. Then finally, only the mind will remain. Knowing. Finally, the mind will disappear. Cessation. Knowing nothing. Then this is called Nibbāna. Some teachers also explain like that. But in reality, when we can take part in fruition knowledge, we must know something. That is mean, the object of part in fruition knowledge is Nibbāna. But here, nothingness means the absence of boundless space. For example, when we are going to enter in this one, second jhana, this jhana already disappears, no more. We must focus on the absence of the first immaterial jhana, face of boundless space, as object, then we can attain this jhana. Okay, I will give another example. One of the men were leaning against the wall. The second man was leaning against him. The third man was leaning against him. This is called immaterial jhana. They have a relationship. All the four parts have to lean against one. So the first jhana will take boundless space as an object. Second jhana will take this one as an object. The third jhana will take absence of this one as an object. So when we are entering this one, no more. This one disappears already. So absence of the first immaterial jhana is called nothingness. So sometimes people also get confused. Not knowing anything is nothingness. Actually, we have to know the absence of the first immaterial jhana. This is called nothingness jhana. Then, if we don't know anything, sure, that means we are sleeping or falling into the bhavanga. If we are conscious, we must know something. So Nibbāna is a Mekha Jnana and Phala Jnana is a consciousness. There must be the object. So anyway, now here to give example, I just list out this one. Okay, nothingness jhana. Okay, the last one is based on neither perception nor non-perception. I don't need to explain that one. Not very important. I just list out all the four, right? That means it's nothingness jhana. So people also think nothingness jhana is very similar to Nibbāna. One more thing. In nothingness jhana, we have to create something. We have to pay attention to absence of the first immaterial jhana. But in Nibbāna, we cannot create. We cannot pay attention to it with ordinary minds. When our insight knowledge becomes very strong and powerful, we can directly see it. We can naturally see it or realize it. That's why it's not really the meaning of nothingness in Nibbāna. If we say nothingness here, we call concept. This is only concept. Now people also misunderstand. Nibbāna is just concept, not ultimate reality. Concept means just name. Okay, to summarize, I went into only two types of concept. Okay, name concept and thing concept. In Pali we call nama panyati and atha panyati. So, name concept means, okay, I will talk about house, for example. When we talk about the house, you will remember, in your mind, one image will appear. Image of the house. You may also know the structure of the house. The structure or real house is things, concepts, atha panyati. We may use brick, iron, cement, and zinc, and many things. All the material combined together, we call house. This is only the thing concept. We also name it as a house. There's a name concept. We cannot touch the name, but we can touch the things. Right? But here, in this case of nothingness, we cannot touch also. There's an absence of the first one. But this is also concept. According to atomic sense, the first jhana already disappear. Horizon, standing variation already. But we just take absence of that one. Disappear one past object. That's why there's only concept. According to atomic sense, it does not exist. The another thing is people also get confused. Nibbāna and Nibbāna. So Nirodha Samapatti, you know already. Nirodha Samapatti means those who attain Anagami or arhatship, who attain attainments, could enter into Nirodha Samapatti jhana. Nirodha Samapatti attainment. The Nirodha Samapatti and Nibbāna will be different. So sometimes people also get confused with Nibbāna and Nirodha Samapatti. So in Nirodha Samapatti, we have cessations of mentalities. All the consciousness, mental factors will disappear or cease there. Then another one is cessations of mind-produced materialities. Only these two will disappear or will cease in Nirodha Samapatti. If we say Nibbāna, all the rupa will disappear. Now here, only mind-produced materiality disappear or cease. Nutriment-produced materialities, temperature-produced materialities, and karma-produced materialities remain in the body. Those are not really cessation, not Nibbāna. So if someone asks, what is the difference between Nirodha Samapatti and Nibbāna or death person? This is the difference. So many other rupa will remain in this body, still arising. We have body temperature, body heat produced by karma. It will remain. We also have heart beating produced by karma. There will be heart beating, sure. Then there are many other materialities. Nutriment produced materialities, temperature produced materialities will remain. Then, okay, mostly people misunderstand these two. Nothingness jhana and Nirodha Samapatti and Nibbāna. So Nirodha Samapatti is a bliss of, a kind of bliss of cessation. At the time, no nama will appear, no Citta Rupa will appear. So for example, now we may feel pain, right? Because of Citta Rupa. Our mind can know it, pain. Nirodha Samapatti, no Citta Rupas, no pain. Or no Citta, also no pain. So now we have to understand Nibbāna again. So now I will use one source reference from one book called Udana. So Udana is one of the small booklets in Tipitaka. We also say joyful utterance of the Buddha. Sometimes Arhat also uttered that kind of things, joyful utterance. That means when they have very blissful minds after entering into fruition attainment or Nirodha Samapatti, emerging from it, they may have that kind of joyful utterance. So now, practically, every morning we are chanting Anika Jati Samsaram. They are also called from Udana. I think many of people know that one, right? Anika Jati Samsaram, Sanavisam, Anipisam. This stanza is from Udana, the same books. So here mentioned Ati Bhikkhave, Ajadam, Abudam, Agadam, Asankadam. This is the Pali. So, bhikkhus, there is ajata. Ajata means not arising. I have said, Nibbāna, there's no arising states, no standing states, no variation states. In Nama Rupa, we have standing, arising state, standing states, perishing states. If there's a arising, standing, and perishing, there's also present, past, future, sure. But now, no past, no present, no future. Another thing is Buddha, not becoming. So if someone asks, there is a arising state in Nibbāna, we cannot say arising states. If there's any becoming or no becoming. Then, after that, Akata, not making. We can also understand another way, not made by anything. Sometimes people also ask, is there any cause of Nibbāna? Later I also have to explain Lakhanadi Chatuka. Then you can also understand the one. Then caused by something, if Nibbāna arises, sure there must be some problem. Because the producing cause has arising stage, standing state, perishing stage, but Nibbāna does not have that kind of state. Why they can cause like that? Okay, now the last one is asankata, not conditioning. For example, rupa, this body, conditioned by heat and cold, we have comfortable and discomfort. Sun conditioned by foods, comfort and discomfort. Conditioned by weather, comfort and discomfort. Then, not only that, karma also. There are many other conditioning, many other causes can change this body. But in the case of Nibbāna, it's unconditioned. It cannot be conditioned by anything. Or whether it's a heat or cold, it will not change anything. Whether it is a happy or unhappy, it will not change anything. Nutriment or non-nutriment, it will not change. Karma or no karma, it will not change. This is unconditioned, asankata. So actually, asankata is a very common one whenever the Buddha explains about Nibbāna. Whenever we learn Nibbāna, even in Vedamata Sangha, we have that kind of usage. Paramacutta machanta asankata manudara. Achyuta means no death, deathless, beyond the death. Achanta means beyond the death. Asankata means unconditioned. Anudara means nothing superior to it, unsuppressible, incomparable. So that kind of things are called Nibbāna. According to Udana, we can understand this one. No rising states. So one more thing. Sometimes, if we say one, we have to say 2, 3, 4 like that, naturally. Okay, if I say Singaporean, all the Singaporean will cover. If I say only one person, it will be only one person, right? But when you come to Myanmar, I will ask you, where are you from? You may say, I am from Singapore. Singapore is very big. Your body is very small. How you can live in Singapore? You live in your house. Right? If you say, I live in my house, I cannot understand also. We know you live in your house, right? Even you live in your house, you cannot live whole house. Room is very big. Maybe if you sleep, it will be in the bed. If you walk, in the room or any other places maybe. So it depends on the condition you have. We say we live in the house or in the Singapore or anywhere. Similarly, now if we say rising states, we cannot avoid standing states, perishing states. If there's no rising, we can say no standing, no perishing. Similarly, not becoming. So it will not appear. You cannot see something in your mind, but you can realize cessation. Not making, you cannot create anything. Although you have many other conditions, you can create many other things, but you cannot create Nibbāna. So nothing can change. Unconditioned means nothing can change Nibbāna. After attaining Nibbāna, no retreats. You will remain in Nibbāna. After attaining Sotapanna, you cannot go back to Buddhajana anymore. Right? I don't think people will wish to go back to Buddhajana also. Right? Okay, so another Pali text. Tasayo, Ragakayo, Dosakayo, Mohakayo, Ayam Uchati, Bikaway, Saubadisi, So, Nibbāna Dadu, Iti Hudaka, page 221. This is also one of the Khuddaka Nikaya minor discourses from Buddha's Tipitaka. So you have already know raga. This is although we use Pali word, I think very familiar with you, right? Raga, dosa, moha, very familiar with you. Then distractions of greed, hatred, and delusion is the core. The Nibbāna element that has the substratum of the life remaining. So this one, we just mentioned very simple thing. Distractions of greed, raga. Distractions of hatred, dosa. Distractions of delusion, moha. So what about all other defilements? Then I will give one simile. When I ask my Kapiya, bring me water. Without cup, you cannot bring water. Right? Then when seeing bringing water with a cup, I will say, I don't need cup, I just need water. Is it possible? Sure. Similarly, if we say raga, dosa, moha, it will cover all the defilements. These are leading factors. That's why we just talk about raga, dosa, moha. So if there's a no more lobha, and no more dosa, no more moha, then there will be Nibbāna. Here we call sa-upadisisa. One more thing. When we say raga, distraction of raga, it must be an arahat. Sotapatti cannot destroy all the types of raga. Sakadagami also cannot destroy all types of raga. Anagami can destroy only kama raga, attachment to the life, or attachment to the sensual pleasure, but they cannot destroy bhava raga, attachment to the life. But when someone attains arhatship, no more attachment anymore. Similarly, moha, only anagami, also only arhat can destroy it. But dosa, anagami also can destroy it. So in this context, we can understand only arhat, we have that kind of Nibbāna. How about this is a Nibbāna. He may continue his life, but at the end of the life, after death, no more life. This is called Saubhadisisa Nibbāna. So that means arhats, we may have body, but they may not have attachment to the body. They may have community, communication, association, but no attachment. Not because of defilements they are given Dhamma talk, or they are communicating, or they are going here and there, or then they are teaching, or something like that. For example, Venerable Sariputta, good Dhamma talker. Venerable Mahakassapa, good practitioners and good Dhamma talker. Then similarly, Venerable Mahamoggallana, good teachers, good Dhamma talker. Not for fame or for gain or any others. They just try to propagate Dhamma. No attachment, without any expectation. That means they have already destroyed all types of defilements. That's why no more attachments. But they still have the life. At the end of the life, after they are passing away, no more nama, no more rupa. This is called, it will be another explanation. We call Anubhadisisa again, right? Tassa ideva Saba Vedayanti Vedayitani Anapinanti Dani Siti Bhavisanti Ayahochati Anubhadisiso Nibbāna Dhatu. Here I cannot translate all the things, but I will try my best. Here, ideva. Okay, I cannot translate that one in this slideshow. That's why I have to explain that one now. Ideva means in this very life. After attaining arhatship, this is the last existence. At the end of this life, then there cannot be any other existence. Then again, we have the good news. Sava Vedita. Sava Vedita means all kinds of feeling. Here, Vedita means feeling, but it means 5 brigades. I have already mentioned. Without cup, you cannot bring water. So, feeling aggregates, perception aggregates, formation aggregates, consciousness aggregates are very subtle. Then, material aggregates are a little bit gross. That is why, in this context, we have to understand the 5 aggregate is called Sabha Vedayita. All types of aggregates. So all types of aggregates will cease at the end of the life. This is also called Anubhadisesa. One more thing here. When someone attains arhatship, we call Kilesa Nibbāna. You know Kilesa already, right? Nibbāna means cessations. Then here, after passing away, we call Khandha Nibbāna. Here, Anubhadisesa means Khandha Nibbāna. Then another one is Anabhinandita, wrong view, and attachment to existence. This is called Anabhinandita. I think many of you also have learned Patana, right? Right? You may have learned Abhinandati many times in Upanishad Pajaya. Right? 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 You can also find Panyavara, Abhinandati, many times Abhinandati, right? Abhinandati means Tanha, especially craven. But here mention wrong view and craven together. So wrong view and craven also disappear. Also again, although here it mentions wrong view and attachment, it also covers all defilements. Right? So you have to bring water with a cup. Okay? Then finally, Siti Bhavisanti. Siti Bhavisanti means cease. Bhavisanti means this future tense will cease. This is called Anubhadisesa. No more life remaining, no more future existences. This is the definitions of Nibbāna, according to Iti Hutaka. Then there are many other explanations, even in Abhidhamma. Then there are also some misunderstanding about the content or the context. For example, in Kathawattu, by Venerable Maguli Buddhadisa, he also mentioned Siya. Using Siya, people misunderstand this for somebody. But here, he put one question. If Nibbāna is Paramattha ultimate reality, does all the ultimate reality are Nibbāna? Is it not true, right? Ultimate reality, but not all ultimate reality are called Nibbāna. So anyway, when we talk about ultimate reality, we also have to talk about Lakkhana, Rasa, Paccupatthana, Bhadatthana, and many other things. So, if we say Paccupatthana, Santi Lakkhana. Later I will give translation, right? I think you also know Santi, calmness and peacefulness. Right? Then here, Achuti. Chuti means death. Achuti means deathless. Now one more thing here. Chuti also means moving one place to another place. Chuti. Okay, Chawana. So this means we have to move one life to another life. This is also called Chuti. Then another one is animita, pachupatthana. Animita means no sign. Nimitta means sign. So here, translation. The characteristic is calmness or peacefulness. The nature of Nibbāna is a calmness and peacefulness. But how calm, how peaceful, we cannot mention. So if we ourselves have never experienced, we cannot know. Right? So there are also some people, they also say, seeing is a believing. Then there are many things we have never seen, we have to believe. There are many things very far from our knowledge, but anyway we have to believe. It also happened to us. Anyway, so here the nature of Nibbāna is peacefulness or calmness. It just mentions the nature. For example, when we have experienced something about jhana, or although we haven't attained any jhana yet, but we may experience peacefulness, calmness, tranquility, we can imagine how powerful Nibbāna will be. If we have never experienced anything about peacefulness, we cannot imagine about Nibbāna, how peaceful it will be. But sometimes what we imagine and what really happened will be different again. Okay? Anyway, so now we can briefly understand the nature of Nibbāna is the calmness and peacefulness. Then the function is undecaying, because it's deathless, because it's not moving or unchanging or unmovable. This is called achyuti. Then finally, animita means the manifestation is a known sign of sankhara. For example, when we are going to attain jhana, we must see nimitta. There can be color, there can be shape, there can be form, there can be formless, possible, shapeless, possible. But in the sense of Nibbāna, no sankhara nimitta. Sankhara nimitta means we have nama and rupa. So many of you have learned rupa, right? For example, 4 elements, hardness. This is the sankhara. Then in Nibbāna, no hardness. Similarly, the light, brightness, this is also color. In Nibbāna, no brightness. This is Nibbāna, right? We cannot say form or shape or anything. That's why it's called no signs or no sankhara nimitta. This is called pachupatthana. So that means when we start seeing, pachupatthana means it will appear in our minds. It will become very obvious to our minds, especially to the meditator's minds. This is called pachupatthana. We call upatthana. It will appear as if no signs of sankhara. This is the nature of Nibbāna. Then one more thing. When we study Abhidhamma, we also have to study Lakkhana, Rasa, Pachupatthana, Padatthana. Sometimes they have very similar Lakkhana. If Lakkhana is very similar, then we better try to differentiate with Rasa. If both of them, Lakkhana and Rasa, are very similar, we can differentiate them with Pachupatthana. There will be difference between ultimate reality. Now here, in the case of Nibbāna, no Pachupatthana, no prosemic cause. We cannot find any prosemic cause. This is the nature of Nibbāna. Then there are many other things to explain. Right? Then there are many books mention many different nature of Nibbāna. So now I will list out very long list, and you'll be a little bit bored. Okay? Asankata, you know already, the unconditioned. It's not conditioned by karma, kilesa, or anything. But when we have kilesa, it's also conditioned. When we have karma, also is conditioned. There will be vibhaka if we have karma and kilesa. But here, no condition. No karma, no kilesa. Satya, truth. This is ultimate truth. If there's no horizon, how can we say there's existence? There's existence. That sometimes people also misunderstand. I attain Nibbāna or I go to Nibbāna or something like that, right? So he reached Nibbāna, for example. People misunderstand. We can go to Nibbāna. We have existence, right? Kama, Rupa, Arupa. Nibbāna is neither Kama, nor Rupa, nor Arupa. That's why we cannot say any special place to go or to see as a Nibbāna. But it's the truth. Although there's no horizon, no standing, no position, that's the truth. There's existence, ultimate reality. Okay? Then one more. Para, the other shore of samsara. That means there's no more rebirth. This is also called Nibbāna. So, Buddha also have mentioned about that one in many suttas. Especially when Paul talk about kusala and akusala, he will mention about the rut, the summit of the rut. So we have many enemies, but we have to cross over the river. On the other side of the river, no more enemies. Although we run away to escape from our enemies, but there's no ferry boat in the jetty. How can we cross over? Now we ourselves, we collect many woods, bamboo, and make a raft, cross over the river by ourselves. After arriving at other shore, we may not carry our raft. That's not very useful for us. Remembering the gratitude of the raft, we may not carry the raft wherever we go. Keep on the river, we may go freely. Similarly, after attaining Nibbāna, we have to give up all the things, good or bad things, everything. So these are the shore already, safe, secure. We don't need to do anything. In the samsara, there are many things, many other enemies. Then here, sudasa, hard to see. So very difficult to see. You can also understand that one. With ordinary consciousness, we cannot understand it. With ordinary wisdom, we cannot understand it. It must be very high wisdom. When we have very high wisdom, we can also see and understand. That's this is called sudasa, sudutasa. Actually, if we say dudasa is enough, do means difficult, dasa means see, difficult to see or hard to see. But here, add in one more word, su. That means very, very difficult to see. Okay? Not ordinary, very, very difficult to see. Then one more, ajara, and decaying. So we have already mentioned and decaying, right? Here, jara means actually aging. So in Nibbāna, we cannot be old anymore, right? Now we are grow older and older. In Nibbāna, no aging. Similarly, no young. Right? Then duwa, the lasting. Here, duwa also can translate as eternal or permanent. If we say eternal, people may misunderstand. We would say permanent or everlasting maybe. So that means there's a Nibbāna, but we cannot see all the time. Not all the people can see it. But when we have enough power, we can see it. So Nibbāna cannot say as anicca, dukkha, anatta. It's a fun all the time. Then Nibbāpanca, the undiversified. Here Papanca also say prolonging. No prolonging also possible. If we say Papanca, there are three things. Tanha is also called Papanca. Ditthi also Papanca. Mana is also Papanca. Three. So three, Tanha, Mana, and then Ditthi are called prolonging factors to samsara, for samsara. As long as we have these three, we have to be in samsara. We are prolonging samsara. So here, Nibbāna means no babanja. That means no craving, no ditthi, no wrong view, and no mana. Then, okay, another one. Amata, the deathless. So previously we have already said ajara, no agent, right? Here, no death, deathless. Then, siva, the auspicious, peace. You may know Mangala Sutta, right? You may know Mangala Sutta, right? Ariya Sachana Dasana Nibbāna Sachikiriyaja. You may remember the one, right? Ariya Sachana Dasana. That's me understanding or seeing the noble truth. Nirvana Sachikriya means realizing Nibbāna. This is also blessing. So now here, Siva, auspicious. This is also blessing, peacefulness. Khema, safe and secure. I don't need to explain that one, right? The Abhuta, okay, this one, some people misunderstand Abhuta. Here we translate as a marvelous. Then there are also some translator, they also translate wrongly. It's also marvelous because only wonderful person can attain the one. But the meaning is not like this. It's marvelous or wonderful because although there's no past, no present, no future, it still exists there. This is called wonderful or marvelous. So no rising states, no standing states, no perishing states. Also it's no past, no present, no future. This is called Abhuta. Also marvelous. Then anitika, the inact or no harm. So if Nibbāna, no harm, sure, right? Then abhyapaja, the inflicted. Here, you also know bhyabhara means ill will. You know already, right? This is dosa. If there's a no dosa, sure, no bhyabhara. That's why here called abhyapaja. This is also the quality of Nibbāna. Visuddhi, the purity. So that means we can also understand Nibbāna with path and fruition knowledge. We can also understand Nibbāna with Viveka knowledge. But that means our mind must be pure. Then again, Deepa, the island. Singapore also island, right? Buddha has said many times, Atta Dipangirata, you must make yourself as your own island. Then the Buddha also recommends many of his disciples how to make our own island. That means we must be diligent, we must be wise, we must be virtuous, also self-restraint, also no-negligence. When we have all these qualities, we can make our own island. The Buddha also recommends how to make our own island. So Nibbāna is our own island. When we can attain Nibbāna, sure, our island is high enough. It cannot be stricken by tsunami, right? Okay. Then finally, Dana, the shelter. Nibbāna is the shelter. We also use Lena. Lena means the cave. If we say cave, we also can say hiding place. We can hide. Okay. Now we can also understand another way, that is the dependence. Our dependence or our shelter. This is the meaning of Nibbāna. We can also say these are the quality of Nibbāna. Some of the quality are very clear to you, some of them are not very clear to you. But if we can understand the definitions of Nibbāna or the meaning of Nibbāna, what will be the benefit? What can we do? We have special feathers, practice, Upasamasati. This special practice. Then when we are going to practice Upasamasati, we also have to understand the meaning of Nibbāna, or the quality of Nibbāna. When we go and study in Pali text, or even in Visuddhimagga, it will mention the same things. So the thing I have explained before have different source from different books. But now here also another definition. Whenever we are going to talk about Upasamasati, we have to understand all these quality. Okay, we can start the first one. Mada Nibbāna. That means the subject in infatuation. So, and if we say infatuation, you also understand a kind of intoxicant, right? Like a craziness. A kind of attachment. Okay. Then one more thing. Here, mada also can say as craziness or madness. I think many of Myanmar people may know that one. Putu Jana Omatako. Right? Many of Myanmar people know that one, right? Putu Jana Omatako. Wadali people are crazy. Okay, now here, if we say mada, this is also crazy. Mada also can say proud, pride or conceit. That means if we are very proud of our ability, that means we are crazy. You can practically see, some people are very crazy, sure. When seeing behavior, we cannot crazy, right? Proud of position, proud of wealth, proud of beauty, proud of education, proud of many other things, right? If someone is very proud of ability or any other things, sure, it becomes crazy. So here, mada means craziness, madness, or pride. We also like infatuation. Nibbāna means we can subside, or we can remove, or we can overcome. So this is also the nature of Nibbāna. After attaining Nibbāna, our mana will not be that much strong. The one more thing here. Sometimes we have very strong mana. Although it's a truth, we are not ready to accept. Right? We know that's the truth, but not ready to accept. That kind of mana is very dangerous. Practically, at the time of Buddha, you may know Saccaka Paribhajaka, a wandering ascetic. He lived in Vesali, also teacher of Lechavi, the princess. He was very proud of his own knowledge and education. Although the Buddha talked about anatta very clearly, he also liked anatta, but he didn't say, Bande or Blessed One, please accept me as your disciple. He didn't say even that kind of things. Very strong mana. He has ability. If he is very humble, he may attain path and future knowledge. Because that mana, he is not ready to accept Buddha teaching. Mentally he agree, but he don't want to accept openly. Then it becomes the problem. That's also called mana. So, after attaining Sotapanna, he can overcome that kind of mana. You may know mana cannot be eradicated by Sodapati, Sakaragami, and Nagami. Only Arhat can eradicate mana. But that kind of mana, I have to say, not accepting the truth. Also mana. That kind of mana is eradicated by Sodapati Magga. So one who has attained Sodapati Magga also can overcome that kind of mana. But some part of mana. So that means they may have mana, but they may be ready to accept the truth. Okay? So we can differentiate. We can also divide into two types of mana. The first one is not accepting the truth. Second one is accepting the truth. So accepting the truth is good enough, right? So here mada nibbāna means Sotapanna also can overcome some parts of mana. That's why here we say mada nibbāna. But Arhat will totally remove or eradicate mana, any types of mana. Here we can say mada nibbāna is one of the quality of Nibbāna. But here you also have the hint, right? If someone say I have attained Sodapati, you better show Tipitaka and explain on Tipitaka if he is not ready to accept. This is a fake Sotapanna, right? Okay? Sometimes, although it's a truth, but not ready to accept, that means not Sotapanna yet. Okay. Pipasa Vinaya, the eliminations of thirst. Here actually, although we say thirst, this is also a kind of lobha. Not much different from the next one. Alaya Samukata, evolutions of reliance. Here, alaya means attachment or craving. Here we say reliance. Right? Reliance means expecting some help or some external help, right? This is called reliance. But here alaya means, if we say according to Bidamata Sangha, it can be pipasa or alaya are called dana, craving. So we may not, if we don't expect anything from anybody, good enough. Sotapatti, Sotapanna is not dependent. Even not dependent on many other peoples. Not in many other helps. Okay? Then again, Vattu Pacheda, the termination of the wrongs. That means samsara. When we say vata, you may also know kilesa, defilements, then kama, kama force or kama potentiality, vibhaka, the result. So these three are called vata. If there's a defilements, there will be actions, karma. If there's a karma, there can be the result. If there's the result, there can be kilesa again, defilements again. Then this is called samsara. So always we need something, we try for it, we get it, we need more, try it, get it, need more, try it, get it. This is called samsara. Kilesa, karma, vibhaka. This is called samsara. Vattu Pacheda means it cuts that kind of vata. The Buddha said we have to uproot the tree in order that it may not regrow anymore. The Buddha didn't recommend us to cut the tree. Just recommend to uproot the tree. So that means the root of life, this life is the dana, craving. We can also say defilements. If we can destroy the defilements, then no more karma. No more karma, there is no more result. This is called cutting samsara, Vattu Pacheda. Then one more, Tanakaya, you know already. Right? He also bring me a cup of water again. Although we say Tanakaya, it covers all defilements. Okay? So, if we say dana, there are many different types of dana. Although we have different usage. For example, sometimes we use as raga, sometimes we use as pipasa, alaya, many other usage. But the same meaning, dana. Lobha, greed. So kama raga, yeah, we say dana, right? Kama dana, bhava dana, vibhava dana. Kama dana means attachment to sensual pleasure. Bhava dana, attachment to existence. Vibhava dana, attachment to non-existence. That means associated with wrong view. Then if we have that kind of dana, we were going to use our journey of samsara. If we can destroy all types of dana, no more samsara. Then again, viraga. Viraga is also translated as a fade away or detachment. Oh, mistake again, right? TT. That's right, okay? Then detachment. Huh? So detachments, you also already know, that's also opposite of dana. Viraga. So that's me fading away of nama rupas, fading away of all the karma and kilesa. This is called viraga. Also detachment. No more attachment to samsara. Nirvana, cessation. Cessations of nama rupa. Here, not only cessations of nama rupa, or cessations of karma and kilesa. Karma, that means for arhats, no more karma. If there's a karma, there must be the result of karma. We have one simile. I think you are also familiar with the seeds, right? For example, mango seeds. If we just keep on the ground, it will grow naturally. But if we burn it, destroying the seeds, although we keep in a very fertilized earth, fertilized soil, it cannot regrow anymore. Similarly, if there's no defilements, no karma. Although they make many actions, they are not called karma, only functional consciousness or functioning. That is why here Nirodha means cessations of karma, cessations of kilesa, cessations of nama, cessations of rupa. All these are called Nirodha. Then Nibbāna. This one also from Iti Hudaka, page 254. So this Nibbāna, I don't need to explain Nibbāna, right? We don't translate Nibbāna as any other. Even in Myanmar, we don't translate Nibbāna. We just use only derived noun, right? We don't have any other translation. Then in Vietnam also, is there any Vietnamese here? Vietnam also, okay, they don't translate. They say Nibbāna, the same. But in English also, we better don't translate. We better keep Nibbāna as a Nibbāna. But anyway, here I have to cut into two pieces, Ni and Vana. Ni means empties, or devoid, or nothing. Vana means craving, or attachments, or lust. So this means free from craving or free from lust. This is called Nirvana, called Nibbāna. Then, okay, Vana. Vana means the craving that binds living beings with one of the 5 destinations. So we better calculate 5 destinations again, right? Deva, you know already, right? Manusa, Niraya, Niraya means hell. Peta, okay, and Tirichana, altogether 5. Deva, Manusa, Niraya, Peta, Tirichana, altogether 5. These are called 5 destinations. Asura in Kava Peta. So this is called, okay, these are, when we are going to do Upasama Sati, we have to remember all these things, altogether 8. Right? 8 definitions. So if we can understand one of the 8 definitions very clearly, we can do Upasama Sati. So if we can understand Nibbāna, we can do Upasama Sati. Then we have attained Nibbāna. Can we attain? Can we do Upasama Sati? Who can practice Upasama Sati? Once in this picture, you can understand. Who can practice Upasama Sati? No person can practice Upasama Sati. It's very clear, no doubt. What about ordinary person? Not all ordinary person. One who brings his mind to Nibbāna. That means when we really attain Nibbāna, our mind always inclined to Nibbāna. So, if we know the value of Nibbāna, then first we have to understand the value. Understanding the suffering of the life or suffering of existence, we can know the value of Nibbāna more. Right? Many times I have already talked about many different about sensual pleasure with many different examples. We have very little enjoyable things in life, more suffering. Sure, we also find many happiness, right? Today is a Saturday, Sunday, right? Tomorrow you have to work, right? So a few months ago, when I was in Molamien, a group of German people came to Pau for meditation. Then they asked, how should I prepare for peacefulness? Then I just say, don't waste your time too much. We are not wasting our time. Okay, I know about Western people. I've been to Western country, right? Every Friday, very happy. In the evening, right? In Singapore, it will be the same, right? Friday evening, very happy. But Sunday morning, Sunday evening, not happy. Right? That means no time to relax. That means we don't have time to think about Nibbāna. We might have time to think about Nirvana. I also have said many times there's more suffering in life, very little enjoyment. Also, whenever I talk about it, I just explain very simple things about cooking. How long does it take for cooking? Half an hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours? 1 hour, okay. Okay, so that means you have to wash for eating, right? Before cooking also you have to wash all the utensils, right? After that, when you eat, how many minutes? 10 minutes or 15 minutes maybe. Other we have to wash again, right? So that means very short time to enjoy. For a short time enjoy, we have to suffer a very long time. This is the nature of the life, right? So if we know more disturbance or more suffering, then less enjoyment, now we may have time to think about Nibbāna more. If we have time to think about Nibbāna, or if we have known the value of Nibbāna, then we can do Upāsammasati. So, we also say, bring in the mind to Nibbāna. That means our mind must incline to Nibbāna all the time. That means we have to keep our mind in the Nibbāna all the time, to the Nibbāna. So, what is it? The purpose of human being? You may have many different answers, right? So, what's the purpose of earning money? You may have different answer. But sure, all the people are trying to earn money. All the different purpose. The purpose of working is to earn money. Similarly, the purpose of meditation is to attain Nibbāna. We have time to think about Nibbāna, or time to reflect or recollect the value of Nibbāna. Then we may have enough ability to practice Upāsammasati. Now, if we can practice Upāsammasati, then there will be some others ability or maybe benefits. What can be the benefits? One, sleep in bliss. If you cannot sleep well, do it. Right? One wakes in bliss. Then, one's faculties are peaceful. Here, faculties are peaceful means all the eyes, ears, all the appearance we can say. It's peaceful. When seeing appearance, peaceful. Actually, whether beautiful or not beautiful is not really the main point. When seeing appearance, it must be peaceful. This is the main point, right? Then one's mind is peaceful. Our appearance is also peaceful, our mind is also peaceful. Then again, one has conscience and shame. Here we better say, hiri wadapa. More shame, more fear. We can say more dread and more shame, right? These two. Then again, one has his confidence. We can gain saddha. So when we say saddha, that means we have to believe in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Not only that, 3 trainings, the benefit of 3 trainings. also dependent originations. If we have all this kind of belief, we call saddha. Because of practicing upasamasati, we may have stronger saddha in Nibbāna, stronger saddha in 3 trainings. Only the 3 training can bring us to Nibbāna. It can be the cause of maturity of insight knowledges. Then again, what is the result to attain the higher states? So that means what kind of higher state? By practicing upasamasati, we cannot attain jhana, but we can attain asset concentration. Then, when we talk about Buddhanussati also, it will be the same. We cannot attain jhana, but we can attain asset concentration, upachara samadhi. Based on upachara samadhi, we can also continue practicing vipassana. Then we can also see nama, rupa, cause and effect relationship. We can also contemplate anicca, dukkha, anatta. We can also attain Nibbāna. Here, it can be any kind of higher states. Okay. Now one more thing. Once honored and respected by his fellows in the life of purity. So that means our mind becomes very pure. Our Dhamma friends were honored and respect. Finally, one is at least headed for happy destiny, even if he cannot penetrate the higher Dhamma. If we cannot attain birth and fruition knowledge, we can be reborn in good destination. These are the benefit of practicing upasamasati. So if we have practiced upasamasati, we may have all this quality, all these benefits. Then there are many other remaining explanations about Nibbāna. If we talk about Nibbāna, it will be endless. Then we also have one example mentioned in Ratana Sutta. Many of people have learned the part maybe. Khinam, Puranam, Navanati Sambhavam, Vidada Chitta, Yatike, Bhavasame, De Khina Bija, Vimoti, Dira, Yatayam Patipo, right? Okay, here. Which Sutta? Ratana Sutta, right? Okay, so here we say Patipo, candlelight, we can see practically. There is wine, we can say wax, there's also wick, there's also flame. If there's no wax, then flame will disappear. If there's no wick also, flame will disappear. But actually, the wax supports the wick to produce the flame. Similarly, if we can uproot the defilements, the wax, that can support the wick, karma, then there will be no more flame. So if we can cut defilements, no more karma, no more life. This is called Nibbāna. Then sometimes people also say, when I had passed away after death, where his nama go? They also ask this kind of question. Now here we can also give the same simile. If there's no wax, no wicks, there will be no more flame. Where the flame go? We cannot answer. Right? That's why if we say after hardship, if someone passed away, where his mind go? We're going to say exactly. That means it's a wrong question. Then if someone put a wrong question, we don't have any answer. Right? Then I will ask you, do you have any aeroplane? No? Do you have any aeroplane now? No? Is it white? The aeroplane you don't have is a white? Black? What kind of aeroplane, right? Wrong question. No answer. Similarly, if someone put that kind of question after Nibbāna, when Arhat passed away, where his mind go? Body is very clear, right? Where his mind go? We cannot say. It's a wrong question. So that means as the flame disappear, if there's no wicks or no wax, similarly, there's no more life, there's no defilements, no karma. This is the explanation of Nibbāna for Arhats and Buddha and Vajjika Buddha. Okay? So actually in our daily chant we can find many sources about Nibbāna. Although you learn Ratana Sutta, you can find many explanations of many explanation of Nibbāna in Ratana Sutta also. Okay, so now I should stop here, right? So may you all be able to practice, and may you all be able to realize the final cessation Nibbāna. Okay, any other question? Okay. Pre-instruction Upasama Sati. Okay. So that means as you are meditating, now you also can sit, keeping cross legs, keeps your body and head straight, but you have to recall it, one of the quality. I have to go previous page, right? Okay, this one, right? You can try to recall it, one of these quality. So which one is clear to you? It depends on personality, it will be different. So that's why you better try to recall one of the quality. In the very beginning, you can try one after another. After that, you can choose the best one for you. If very clear to you, just keep recalling the same things all the time. As you are meditating, normally, keep recalling. Then if you can understand the meaning very deeply, sure, you can also construct very well, more calmness, more quietness, more peacefulness. As we can experience in anapanasati, there can be tranquility. But anyway, unfortunately, I cannot write down here many things, right? There are also steps of improvements. For example, if we have pamajami, delight, it's a little bit weaker than piti. We call delight. When we have very calmness of the mind, we can experience pamaja, that means delight. When it becomes stronger, it will change to piti, rapture. As you can experience in anapanasati, like for example, 5 types of rapture, right? You may feel like you are floating, flying, sinking, diving, or many different experiences. All these are called piti, rapture. The same things can happen when you do Upasama. So whatever thing happen to you, if you can keep doing the same things, keep recalling, then the piti will change to passaddhi, tranquility. Your body will become very still, stable, like a rock. Although you want to move, you cannot move anymore. That kind of states, called passaddhi. Then there can be samadhi, asset concentration. So when you have asset concentration, there can be the next step for vipassana. Okay?
Bhante, my question. Nibbāna is cessation of nama and rupa. Nibbāna is also cessation of mentality. So how one find peacefulness? How one find calmness? There must be a mind somewhere to feel this or be mindful. Are we saying that the citta does not arise anymore? We are in the state of just peace.
Actually, after Nibbāna and before Nibbāna, we have to divide into two periods, like 2 parts. So I had passed away, sure, it's very clear, no more life. We cannot say peaceful or anything, just be everything already, right? before the states, before entering Nibbāna, right? With the path and fruition knowledge, we can experience Nibbāna. At the time, we will be peaceful. That means path and fruition knowledge are consciousness, mentality. That especially fruition knowledge, fruition minds, they are consciousness. They can know Nibbāna as object. As we have unconscious color object, right? Similarly, Magga, Phala, especially fruition knowledge, take Nibbāna as object. When seeing or when experiencing Nibbāna, there can be peacefulness. Okay? Okay.
Bhante, just now you mentioned that for Sotapanna, he would actually have reduced Mada. Is this actually the factor of no doubt? No attachment to ritual? Rites and ritual.
Okay, this one is called Silappata Paramasa. Okay, so that means in Sotapanna, in the sense of Sotapanna, the one you ask is Silappata Paramasa. A kind of wrong view, right? So you say believe in rite and ritual. That one is another one. Silappata Paramasa. A kind of wrong view. Then, if we say Sotapanna, the first one is Vijikicca, doubt, or irrigated by Sotapatti Magga. Another one is Sakkaya Ditthi, identity view, also overcome by Sotapatti Magga. Another one is, as you say now, Silappata Paramasa, right and ritual. That is a kind of wrong view, not mana. Mana means pride. We are proud of our own ability too much. Sometimes we are, if we are proud, we don't want to accept the truth. Okay, it's only mana, not because of ditthi. Okay.
Bhante, let's say we take this upasama sati as cessation as the object. We be very close to vipassana meditation, taking cessation. Is it a difference? Because we take, let's say we practice this one and we take cessation. Whatever arising, we just take note of what is cessation. So we are very close to vipassana. And the subduing of infatuation, is it like knowing, seeing is seeing, walking is walking, something like that, left, right? That walking meditation, is it the craziness is because of what you are doing, you are thinking other things. This is called craziness. What you are doing and you actually know what you are doing at that moment, this is a subduing of infatuation. So this upasana sati is very like vipassana meditation. Is the understanding correct?
So vipassana will be different. The object of upasana sati is Nibbāna as object. In vipassana, we cannot take Nibbāna as object. Okay? So that means we better go to the first page, right? Okay, this one. Okay, these three. Okay? These three are the object of vipassana. Okay, another way. 5 aggregate. These are the object of vipassana. When we are going to practice vipassana, we must know these things. Especially, for example here, rupa, right? We have many different types of rupas. When you study Abhidhamma, you can know more in detail. But not all the rupas are the object of vipassana. For example, bodily intimation. We call in Pali kaya viññati. If I shake my head, you can know I disagree. Right? Because of my movement, you can understand my inner desire. This is called kaya viññati. That means all the body movements are only kaya viññati. These are not real rupa. We say unreal rupa or unconcrete rupa. They are not the object of vipassana. Similarly, vaci viññati, speaking. According to the tone of speaker, we can understand people's inner desire. This is also called vaci viññati. They are not the object of vipassana. We cannot do speaking as a vipassana. Okay. Now one more thing here. There are 10 unconcrete rupas. Although here we have rupa khanda, in rupa khanda it covers. It includes all the real and unreal rupa. There are 10 unreal rupa here also. 10 unreal rupa are not vipassana, not for vipassana. Only 18 real rupas are vipassana, for vipassanas. Then similarly, here we have vijnana khanda, citta, all the citta, right? But lokuttara citta are not for vipassana. Only mundane consciousness are for vipassana. Okay? So that is why, in the sense of upasamasati, we have to make Nibbāna as an object. But in the case of vipassana, we have to pay attention to attaining a reality, one of these 5 or all the 5. This is called vipassana. Different objects is not very close to vipassana. Okay? Okay.
Bhante, I've heard teachers, people mention before that Putujanas cannot practice upasamasati because we have not experienced Nibbāna. So, but it's not true.
Not true, sure.
Okay. And this is different from, for example, Palasamapati, in the sense that in Palasamapati you take Nibbāna as object.
Sure.
But in upasamasati, you...
At the time, for ordinary people, we cannot...
for Aryas?
For Arya, they can take Nibbāna as objects.
So,
Actually, have you ever studied Aramana Sangaha? Viramana Sangaha? Okay. Maybe I should go to Viramana, right? I think it will be a very heavy topic for other people also here also, right? I have a Viramana note about object and mind. Okay. So that means with ordinary people also, with Kamavachara Kusala Citta also, we can see Nibbāna. Okay? Kamavachara Kusala Citta also can experience Nibbāna. If someone is very close, very strong vipassana practitioner, possible. That means his mind inclined to Nibbāna more, right? It's possible. But for normal people, it's impossible.
So, Bhante, for an Arya, what's the difference between upasamasati and palasamapati?
Okay, palasamapati actually is vipassana. Based on vipassana, they can enter into palasamapati. In the case of upasamasati, they just trying to recollect the quality of Nibbāna. That's why not vipassana. Okay?
So, upasamasati, the object is not Nibbāna?
Nibbāna.
Or
Quality of Nibbāna, sure.
Bhante, is anattanas very close to Nibbāna?
Anappana?
Anattana.
Anatta.
Is it very close to Nibbāna?
Actually, there are many things to explain about anatta, right? Okay, for example, if we can understand anicca very well, we can also understand dukkha anatta very well, naturally. Actually, they have a relationship. If we can understand one, we can understand three, naturally. When we have that kind of state, it can be only perishing states of nama rupa. We call panganyana, the knowledge of perishing. Then, if we have that kind of conditions, it will be a little bit closer to Nibbāna. Right? Now, one more thing is the animita. I have already mentioned here. Animita means no signs. No sign means no sankhara nimitta. Although we are focused on rupa, no more rupa kalapas. Only see rupa, no rupa kalapas. That kind of thing also can happen. When we have that kind of conditions, it's a little closer to Sankharupa Kanyana or Nibbāna. Okay? Not only anatta, we have to understand three of them. Paramata Rupa, sure.
Ask a question.
Okay.
But they mentioned that for Nibbāna, there is no proximal cause, no cause for
Yeah, no
Nibbāna.
cause, sure.
But we always learn that we have to practice samatha, vipassana. The aim of meditation is to reach Nibbāna.
Sure.
To practice three trainings to get to Nibbāna. So, but these are not the causes for Nibbāna.
Okay. So one more thing, producing cause, supporting cause. We have two types of cause, right? So Nibbāna is not produced by this one. It can be supporting. Right? We're going to say prosmic cause also. That means it can be the cause of realization of Nibbāna. But it is not the cause of Nibbāna. Okay? The cause of realizations of Nirvana, not the cause of Nirvana. Okay.
Because it's not easy to understand. Because usually there is always a cause
Sure,
for something to happen.
Sure.
So in the case of Nibbāna, how to understand that it is something that that happens at the end of a process, but it is not caused by the process.
If we say Patthana methods, there may be cause. Okay? According to the Patthana, there must be cause, sure. For example, Aramana Pacaya. Nibbāna is also cause already. Right? So that means if we think about Patthana, there can be the cause. But if we just think about normal way, producing cause, supporting cause, or prosmic cause, we're going to say any prosmic cause. We're going to say any producing cause. Maybe supporting cause possible. Okay? So if Nibbāna is produced by something, then it will be the problem again. Right?
That's why every time when we do the aspiration, we say Nibbāna sa pacayo hotu.
Yeah, sure, Pacaya, sure.
So only pacaya, but not hetu.
No hetu, sure. Only supporting cause, not producing cause. Okay.
Bhante, one sister would like to ask, how do we know whether we have the karma to realize Nibbāna?
Okay, many people wish to know that kind of thing, right? How can we know that we have karma or not, right? We have, this morning I have already answered the one, right? Now I have to answer again. Okay. The first thing is, we are human beings. That means we have good karma already. Okay? This is it. The first thing we have to understand, we have karma, right? Another thing is the timing. There are many people, I have met many people, they want to meditate, but their body is not strong enough. That means sure they have karma, but not very powerful. So, we also have karma, but we also see proper teacher or proper training. We also have ability to meditate, sure, that means we have bharami. For example, Ajata Sadhu. He met the Buddha late. He met Devadatta earlier. Right? He has karma, but unfortunately, that means you don't have a wrong association like Ajata Sadhu. That's also good thing, right? That means not very heavy or mighty karma you have done in this very life. Good enough. That means you have karma, enough karma to attain Nirvana, right? Enough karma to attain jhana. Another thing is strong enough to meditate. That means many people say, I'm sick. Sure, everybody has sickness. If we go to the hospital, medical checkup, sure, we may find many mistakes. Right? Everybody has sickness, sure, right? We have two Pali words. Bhayati Vibhuta, two Pali words. Bhayati means sickness. Bhayati Vibhuta means overpowered by sickness. That means when you are very weak because of sickness, you cannot carry your body anymore. There must be somebody to help you at the time. Sure, no enough karma to meditate. Similarly, jara. People say, I'm too old, but strong enough to go here and there. Right? So that's also one of the reasons. Oh, okay, jara. The same, jara vibhuta, two different things. Jara means aging. We are older and older. We cannot reject aging, sure. We are going older and older. But we are jara vibhuta. When we become very old, we cannot carry our body anymore. That's called jara vibhuta. At the time, we cannot meditate. So, jara is allowed to meditate. Vyari allowed to meditate. But Jaravibuddha, Bhairavibuddha doesn't allow to meditate. Okay? So that means you have enough karma to meditate, right? Okay.
Bhante, my question is, how does one prevent the, we hear about different types of karma, the weighty karma, then you have the reserve karma. How does one prevent working, when a yogi works towards achieving nirvana, how does he prevent the reserve karma from coming out at the last minute?
The result of karma, how can we reject?
No, the reserve karma. You know, we hear some stories from the sutta where they were practicing and working towards, nirvana, parinirvana, and then suddenly, because of some past weighty karma, and it came in to intervene it, and therefore they could not attain. So that's what I understand by the reserve karma. Something came out of the blue because of some karma that you've done in the past life, and then it start to interject right at the time when you're trying to attain it.
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, obstructive karma, interceptive karma maybe. Interceptive karma, sure. Okay, so that one is, we say producing karma, reinforcing karma, also prostrating karma, and interceptive karma, right? We have 4 types of karma. I agree. We better say another way, right? The first one, for example, our producing karma is a kusala karma, very clear. But there are many other conditions to have another supporting karma. When we have good conditions all the time, that means when we have good action all the time in this very life, we can change our past karma. For example, the Buddha himself. Headache. Everybody know, right? Headache. We also know the karma already, right? By which karma is happened, that one. This also called, if ordinary people cannot meditate anymore. So it's very seriously pain. But because of this present karma, he has very strong attainment. That's why he can overcome any kind of pain, normally. So, similarly, in one life, we have Kati Sampati. Even Akusala karma is going to give its result. If we are in the right destination, good destination, for the human being and an animal will be different. In human being, we have more protection. In animal, less protection. Right? That means all the Akusala karma can give its result. For human being, not that much easy. For animal, it will be easier. I mean, destination also one of the cause of the cause of karma. It can make wholesome karma weaker. Then similarly, with appearance of people, good looking and bad looking. You can even the thief, for example. If a thief is good looking, sure, more favor. Right? That means appearance also one of the cause. It can make our karma change. Another thing is present action. If we are good most of the time, although our karma gives its results, not that much serious. For example, Angulimala, very bad karma, right? So because of bad karma, after ordination, many people throw stone, hit, injure. Only short time. But nearly 1,000 people he killed already. But not that much dangerous because of present action. He behaved very well. Other people hit or discharge him many ways, he just patient. But his behavior, it changed. His karma changed within a few minutes, within maybe a few months maybe. After that, many devotees follow him. Okay, like that. So this means present action also necessary. Another one is at the time. What kind of time? For example, in disaster, in crisis, sure, Akusala karma can give more results. If we are perfect, or maybe no disaster, sure, more Kusala karma can give its results. Although Akusala karma gives results, not that much dangerous, not that much serious. Okay? The time. Although the place also. In Singapore and Myanmar will be different. Right? There are many other supporting causes of karma. So all these things can change the result of karma. Okay? So past karma will give us a result, but present karma also can support. Okay? So all the bad karma can be intercepted by present karma, good karma. All the bad karma, or the good karma in the past also can be intercepted by present bad karma also. Right? So this means it can be many different ways of functioning of karma. So it will take very long time to explain, right? So karma is very deep and very profound. Then you feel headache also. Okay. Yeah? Any other thing?
So we need some motivation.
Motivation.
If we understand Nibbāna,
Uh-huh.
question number one is, if we want to attain Nibbāna, is it the only way that we must start from meditation? Question number two, can we attain Nibbāna in this very life?
Okay. Okay, so meditation. So as long as we have defilements, we must meditate. Until we can just find all the defilements, we have to meditate, right? This is very clear. Then, one more thing. When we are going to fulfill parami, we must do it respectfully. That means we must respect our own value, our own ability also. We also have to respect the practice. Sila, we have to practice respectfully. Samadhi also, we have to practice respectfully. Samadhi, Panya also, we have to practice respectfully. These are for parami, perfection. In this very life, can we attain Nibbāna or not? Right? Then there are many other conditions about realizations of Nibbāna. Then this morning also I have already said, we have to overcome many impediments, also many different things, suitable conditions. Then mostly we just talk about karma too much. Right? I don't think I have enough karma to attain Nibbāna. I don't think I have enough karma to attain jhana. We talk about karma too much. But in the sense of samatha or jhana, don't talk about karma. We just need skill. Okay? If we are skillful, we can do. We can attain. Then in samatha also, we must be skillful in focusing. Every day we can learn. If we have a habit of focusing on the breathing, sure, we become skillful, more skillful. Day by day, we can improve. If we are very skillful, then when we can join meditation retreats, then we can improve within a few days or a few months. So that means we need to be skillful all the time. Then if we cannot improve, there are many, many books. Here books mean not written by a teacher, right? Buddha. Like for example, although not Buddha, Visuddhimagga by Venerable Buddhaghosa. Okay, reliable, good enough. There are answers of our questions in the books, especially original books, not by teacher. So if we can learn properly, then we can find many solutions. Sometimes you may feel headache because many information, more than enough. All the information are not necessary for practicing. Only some part of information are useful for your practice. So that means be skillful all the time. Okay? If you are practicing respectfully, you will become skillful naturally. If you are skillful, you can improve. You can attain jhana, nibbāna, or path of fruition, anything. Okay? So, one more thing. In Pali we call kosanla, skill. We also say panya, wisdom. If we have wisdom, if we are wiser and wiser through our own experience, then that means we are improving. So if we can experience breathing every day, or maybe every hours maybe, then if we become skillful, we we become wiser through our experience. Right? Then there will be improvement, there will be attainment. So this very life of near future life is not sure. Right? For Parami, we have Vijja seeds and Charana seeds too. Vijja means knowledge, Charana means contact. If we have learned meditating about meditation, especially Vipassana, or practice Vipassana in the past, we call Vijja seeds. The Charana seeds is Dana, Sila, Samatha, or some types of Vipassana. So Vipassana can divide into two groups. If we practice Vipassana for fame or for gain or for fun, this is only Charana, contact, not knowledge. If we practice Vipassana to attain Nibbāna, this is called Vijja, knowledge. Then these two will be supporting cause of our future. Okay? When we have stronger practicing, then we can experience faster. Okay? So another thing is defilement must be weaker and weaker gradually. When we have weaker and weaker defilements, we are closer and closer to Nibbāna. Okay? Then another question?
Bhante, can I just clarify my understanding? Because like learning Buddhism, especially from different teachers, different places, and then sometimes it's said that Nibbāna can be understood as a place where you go to after you have realized something, you have some attainment, attain enlightenment. Nibbāna is like somewhere that you can go to, or a state that you attain, you are like that. That is Nibbāna. So along the way, as I learn more, then so Nibbāna is not actually a place.
Yeah, sure.
Not actually like a state. It is where there is just cessation of materiality and mentality. There's just no arising and perishing.
Sure.
It is the object that probably an Aryan will be able to take, and really the motivation of this practice is to probably get rid of defilements, to purify our mind so that we have no defilements. And eventually when one is an Arahat, there'll be no more defilements. So no more candle wax. So the flame will go out. No need to burn another candle.
Sure. Okay, we don't do lit another candle. So that means, okay, bhumi, right? You also have learned Vidama, right? Vidama, right? Kama, Rupa, Arupa. After that, what's another one? Avatar. Avatar means Kama is called bhumi. Rupa also bhumi. Arupa also bhumi. But Nirvana is called avatar. We cannot say as a bhumi. That means no place, no existence. No resting place also. Okay.
Bhante, I'm very curious. Just in case this life, don't know whether I can experience, but maybe just ask first, Bhante. Because we always say that when we take, Magapala, for example, we take Nibbāna as object, there is no arising, no standing, no perishing, no chitta, cittasika, no rupa. So for a meditator in that state, what kind of experience? Totally, it's not empty, right? If it's nothing, then it's bhavanga. So what does an Aryan taking Nibbāna as object, what would an Aryan experience?
So that means they just understand the cessations of nama rupa. So they know, or their mind will take cessations of nama rupa as objects. It's not like nothingness. Okay? So for nothingness, we have to create something to know. But for them, it will appear naturally. These two things will be different. Not bright and sure. Only despair or maybe on cessations of nama rupa. Complete cessations of nama rupa. Okay? Okay. So very complicated, right? The topic is a very heavy topic. Okay.
But I'm just not sure that when we say the intention, like we wanted to stand up. When we stand up, there is cessation of the intention to stand up, the passing away of standing up. How do we really experience that, the passing away of?
Actually, if we say passing away, not that much simple, right? So let me changing posture.
Yes.
Let me. If we say passing away like that, sure, every changing posture there will be passing away, right? But in the ultimate sense, it will be faster than that, more rapid. Okay. For example, rupa will arise in different places. For example, now I'm sitting here, right? I will move my hand. The rupa will arise in different places. Okay, this is called continuity of rupa. Because of continuity of rupas, we cannot understand the nature of anatta very clearly. Right? So we have many different types of arising and perition. For vipassana, we have to know momentary arising and perition. We have to break down the comparateness, continuity comparateness, for example. That means if we can understand mental process, we can break down continuity comparateness. Because every single mind moment, there are many other mental factors arise together with mind moment. We can also break down the synthesis comparateness at the same time. If we can break down all these kind of comparateness, the perceptions of anatta, anicca, dukkha, anatta will become very obvious, very powerful. Now we can also understand momentary arising and perition. So moving one place to another place, we cannot say perition. It's a changing. Okay?
So actually, the insight will just came about this change of moment, change of position. The moment, the subsequent moment will come up naturally, or actually it's by concentration.
Okay, so that means if we can concentrate very well, when we have strong concentration, we can know all the cause-effect relationship. For example, when speaking, I'm speaking, right? Speaking. We also have said bhava intimation. If we say bhava intimations, then we also have to know the cause of bhava intimation. It's produced by mind. The mind will produce materialities. Then it will come out through the throat. Then there's also mind produce materialities, earth element predominance, karma produce materialities, also earth element predominance. The two earth elements strike each other. It produces the sound. So we have to know all types of rupas that cause the sound, all the process. When we have inside knowledge, we can know the one. Okay? Similarly, when we are moving, that means it's also called bodily intimation, I have already said. The mind will produce the winds. When we are moving, it's pushing, right? One element is also pushing, so one other one element. Because of one element, then there's a mind produce materiality will bring the body to move forwards. So we have to know all the process of rupa that cause to move. This is called moving, going, or something like that. Okay? So it's more in detail to know rupas for inside knowledge. Okay? Then, okay, now 4:30, right? Okay.
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we may share merit, right? Okay. We will chant together. Idam me bunyam asawakaya waham hodu. Idam me bunyam Nibbāna sa bhajayo hodu. Mama bunya bhagam sabha satanam bhajemi te sabe me sama bunya bhagam lavandu sadhu sadhu sadhu.